I have this habit of starting a countdown, and we are already live. So I think my countdown is a bit late, but still we can start with our countdown. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So here we start with our event. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being on the call. Thank you so much for being on the call on time. You all are definitely looking great. And we wish that you all are keeping safe. We are very excited for this event. You have a chat box which is there. So we'll be having a lot of discussions and a lot of panel discussions, student discussions here. If you have any questions, feel free to write on the chat box, and we will definitely try to take up that question. And we apologize in advance if we are unable to take up all the questions because we have a time limit wherein, but we'll definitely come back to you with the answers. So yeah, so have a great evening, and we will start right now. I will first like to invite our board chairperson, AFS India, Mrs. Angela Roy, to welcome you all and start the lovely evening. So over to you, Angela, ma'am.
Angela, you're on mute. Yep.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
G.
Yeah.
Yes, Angela.
Well, like Sonam says, thank you, Sonam, and to each one of you on this call, welcome. It's a privilege for me to bring you greetings from the board of AFS India, and also to say to you that the board takes GCC and anything to do with GCC rather seriously and rather happily. So we are happy to support these initiatives. I want to say just a few quick remarks other than saying welcome and thank you to each one of you. Quick remarks that I hope you will carry with you as you go forward. I want to say in particular to the students, the participants who have completed this particular course, that you are the future of the world. So please do take this very seriously, because why is it that we need global competence? What is this? Is it just some words that we use because they sound good? No, it is a step towards better world understanding. So I want you participants to know that you're on the road to making the world a better place. And even if each one of you can persuade just one other person to do GCC and to see how exciting and interesting it is, then I think we're in a good place going forward. I want to say a big thank you to the trainers, facilitators, Seema, Sundari, Alumu, Sarvanan. Have I left out anyone, Sonam, or is it just them? Are those the facilitators?
Yes, yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Well, to you, I would like to say that you're not just volunteers doing some volunteer work. Please look at yourselves as something bigger in this great picture of trying to make the world a better place by understanding each other. So by giving of your time and your talent to do these training programs, you are in fact doing something towards advancing better peace and understanding. So let it be a ripple effect to all the donors who have made this possible. Without you, these things don't happen. And I hope that you all will also do GCC at some time. In other words, I want everyone to be doing GCC. Let's just put it that way. And parents and teachers, this is a partnership. So you need great synergy. Students spend, well, now forget this lockdown period and this pandemic year, but otherwise students do spend a good number of hours, not just with parents, but also with teachers. So I think it's very important for parents and teachers to build good bridges and to have a great synergy with one another as we mold these world citizens. Okay. And of course, to the staff for doing what you do, always enthusiastically, always willingly, and always with a smile. If not, you wouldn't have been on this call. Anybody could have had a headache or a stomachache and not been on the call. But the fact that you're there speaks volumes for what it is that you're doing towards, like I say, this larger picture of world peace. So I want to say to each one of you that I'm very proud of AFS India and what we are doing in the GCC field. And I have checked, in fact, with Divya that we rank very high amongst the Asia Pacific countries, and we do rank pretty high in the whole world amongst our partners. So apart from the US, which is possibly doing a wonderful job, I think we can all, each one of us, give yourselves a pat on the back, say, yes, I'm doing my might towards making the world a place where we understand each other better. So let's continue with being globally competent. Let's continue to be interculturally sensitive, and let's enjoy the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Angela ma'am. Lovely start to the evening and really motivating. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
It gives me immense pleasure to invite Mrs. Divya Arora, AFS India National Director, to welcome you all on this lovely evening. Over to you, Divya ma'am.
Namaskar. Thank you so much for being on the call. I know it's an evening. There are a lot of work that is there, but I really appreciate on behalf of my team. Thank you for taking time out. As Angela mentioned, this is a beautiful and a very important event that we are doing. It's kind of a conclusion today because we are kind of finished the project, but it is a very important project for us, and we are very, very proud of having this project with us. It all started, I would say, thanks to the horrible COVID that we had, and how, you know, we still did not give up. And I think that's one learning away that I'm taking is we did not give up. We just did not sit at home and say, hi, COVID ho gaya hai. We came up with an action. We came up with a plan where the young children, the young students who are going to be the leaders of tomorrow should not miss on the journey of global learning and becoming the global citizens. And I really do want to thank our educators because without whose motivation, support, guidance, permission, we would have not been able to run this program. So thank you so much, principals. I'm so happy to see so many of you on the call. Thank you very much for taking time out, for letting your students, be an active participants. Like Angela mentioned, this concept of school membership was started by Dr. Sumer Singh, a very close friend of AFS. Angela, together, and the board really thought that this was something very, very important. AFS India is an educational institute, so we really need to have really good, solid programs for everybody, not only for a selected few, but for everybody. Students coming from all types of schools, all parts of India, interior, high, low, wherever they are, north, south, east, west, central, whichever school, wherever they are. And we are very glad that we have been able to establish that. We have been able to reach out to all corners of India and have a great representation from all of you. And I do want to congratulate, of course, the trainers for doing an excellent job. You really had a tough time with all the students with you. And thank you, students. I was reading the reports that the trainers have shared with us. You guys have done brilliantly. So congratulations. And as Angela mentioned, this is just the start of your journey. Abhi bahut aage jana hai aapko, bahut sara mukam aapko hasil karne, and you really have to make sure that India is one of the top countries. And more importantly, we have a world peace. because all we are aiming for is to create a world which is a peaceful world. And this is why we are giving you the tools that can help you to become the global citizens. Last but not the least, the team. You guys rock, man. You guys have done it. Sitting at homes all over Delhi and Baroda, coordinating on phones, computers. आज नेट नहीं ठीक हो रहा, आज फोन खराब हो रहा है, आज कुछ हो रहा है, and all the family issues. You guys did a great job. We were able to create scholarships that we were able to give to the students, and then we did an amazing job of recruiting the students, and then equally an amazing job of having this session on this conclusion. So thank you very much, guys. Rock on, and let's make sure that we continue on this path. Over to you, Sonam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Divya ma'am. Thank you for being a great backbone to all of us. And thank you to everyone who's here for being the strong pillars and making this program a great success. I will now request my lovely colleagues, Parvez and Bulbul, to take it forward from here.
Thank you so much, Sonam ma'am, and good evening to everyone. So I will take you through the journey of GCC for one and all. So at the beginning, we had received around 100 applications, which went through a rigorous selection process, where 50 applicants reached to the interview stage, and out of 50, 27 were selected. We had targeted 14, but we were able to raise funds for 27 participants. We are thankful to all the donors who contributed to this cause. Without you, it was not possible to even imagine. Participants completed their GCC course under the guidance of 4 certified trainers. It was a complete online program. There were live and interactive sessions. The participants were given assignments, projects to enhance intercultural learning and critical thinking, and several other live skills. The certified teams were also engaged with them to provide guidance and support. I have a small video to show the journey of GCC one and all. Please do watch it. So here we go.
My name is Anujan. I am from Madhya Pradesh table. And as for my hobbies or the things I love doing, first is electrical engineering. Second is I love gardening as well. I also love taking photos of the nature.
I aim to be my best at everything that I do, and I'm proud to be an Indian, so my goal is to serve my nation in the way that I think it would use my potential the best. So I want to go for administrative services. And the first thing I want to change in the world is the literacy rate of people. I want each and every human to be educated.
Apart from my academic curriculum, I am passionate about learning the Sanskrit and the Rig Veda, which talks about our Indian culture. I am also interested in playing basketball and also cycling across the countryside, and I wish to change the environment present around us, because I have experienced and have seen the horrors of climate change, and I wish to advocate this problem not only in India but also the world, and address the use of renewable energies, which brings huge economic prospects.
Most important things I learned from this program is social interaction, cultural relationship, and the most importantly, how to be a global citizen. And after learning so much from this program now, I know how to interact with different people from different cultures. And I have also learned the cultural communication and its need in today's world, as I feel that most of the conflicts that happen in any nation or between different nations is due to lack of communication and the incapability to understand others' actions.
My three most favorite takeaways from the course journey so far is that from this course I was able to overcome my introvert behavior. This course also made me confident and responsible and taught me to be myself. I got to know more people and started a new friendship. And also I got to know their opinions.
My next takeaway was about stereotypes. I understood that stereotypes shouldn't be believed blindly and never judge anything or anybody on the basis of some biases or assumptions. In the entire session, I got a training to be more flexible and to see everyone equally.
The GCC course is a great program and I'm honored to be a part of it. I have learned many lessons in this course till now. However, my favorite three takeaways from this course are being empathetic, suspending judgment, and dealing with conflicts. Suspending judgment. When we meet a new person, we judge them immediately. We judge them based on their looks, the way they have styled their clothes, or the way they talk. We don't give them a chance. When we interact with them for some time, then we may realize that we had judged them wrong and that they are completely different from our judgment. So I would like to implement this in my life in future so that when I meet a new person, I meet them with a blank mind so that I can interact with them and learn new things from them, and my interaction will not be constrained from my judgments.
Embracing diversity means understanding that each individual is unique and recognizing our individual differences. It is about understanding each other and moving beyond tolerance to embrace and celebrate the rich dimensions of diversity that lie within each individual that we see around us.
In today's world, there is a lot of discrimination in terms of gender, religion, and caste. The only way to solve this is to embrace the diversity that exists among us. It should not matter where you come from, what you do, where you pray, what you speak, and whom you love.
Diversity is not about how we differ. Diversity is about embracing one another's uniqueness. We need diversity of thought in the world to face the new challenges. According to Maya Angelou, in diversity there is beauty and there is strength.
If there is no diversity, then there is no existence of life. In Vedanta, it is emphasized that the creation is dependent on the trigunas of nature, sattva, rajas and tamas. In an atom, it comprises electrons, protons and neutrons only to maintain the balance of the atom. In a forest, we see number of plants and animals that are both harmless and harmful. If an antelope, number of antelopes is more than that of tigers, then it would create an imbalance in the ecosystem where the tigers don't hunt. So in order to maintain the ecological balance, tiger hunts the antelopes. As a being on this planet, abiding the laws of nature is a fundamental duty and non-compliance results in serious imbalances. It is important to embrace diversity rather than by ruining the basic structure of human nature like empathy, cooperation, culture, tradition, etc.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching it. Over to you, Sonam.
Thank you so much. I already have, I could see Bulbul. If you can take it forward from here.
Yes. Thank you, Sonam ma'am. Very good evening for everyone. My name is Bulbul and I can proudly say that I am a part of AFS India. Through this platform, we would like to take the opportunity to thank each and everyone from school, AFS chapters, individual friends and family of AFS network and outside for their generous support to make this event successful. We are very happy and would like to share few of them with you with the help of their experiences of this association as shared in the from a video. To begin with, we would like to present Sanjay Godawat International School, Kolhapur, our AFS member school from the West Zone, for accepting and raising the fund to sponsor one child for the GCC for One and All 2020. The school did fundraise involving student council members and teachers as well. Let's hear from them.
Hi, I'm Indrajit Thorat, and Sanjay Godawat International School is participating in many activities organized by AFS India. And GCC for One and All 2020, believe me, this is one of the endeavor in which all the stakeholders are getting benefited. Our school and student council participated in fundraising activity, and because of which they all got social awareness, and I think that has created deep impact on their personalities as well. So thank you very much AFS India for organizing such a fantastic campaign.
Namaste. This is Ramesh Kumar from Sanjay Godawat International School, Kolhapur chapter. We have been associated with AFS India for the last 5 years. During this period, our educators and children have been benefited with varieties of programs organized by AFS India. And we could also inculcate international mindedness because of these programs. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Danish Patel, the head boy of Sanjay Godawat International School, Cambridge section. We are very fortunate to be chosen as one of the schools to contribute to a very great cause, although it is just a drop in the ocean. In the academic year 2020, Sanjay Godawat International School contributed and forwarded the same to AFS India for the betterment as an aid to the deserving candidate to achieve the coveted GCC certificate. Thank you.
Namaste everybody, my name is Gauri Bagli and I am the head girl of Sanjay Godawat International School. As a part of our AFS services, we, the Student Council of Boarding Section, engaged ourselves in a fundraiser program and collected donations in order to pay for the GCC certification of a needy student. After all, nothing can be above the grant of or for education. We firmly believe and promote
Yes, over to you, Sonam.
Thank you so much. Lovely videos of everyone. So thank you for sharing. It's indeed a proud moment for all of us. Now is the time for a group picture. And I would request, you all are looking so lovely. If you can all switch on your videos so that we can have a nice group picture. We are 219 participants right now. So it would take some time for us to click, but have your nice happy smile so that we can go ahead with the picture.
All right, so I will ask everyone to keep on smiling because I don't know which screen you're going to be in. Ready, 1, 2, 3, go. Next one, smile, 1, 2, 3, go. Next one, smile. Smile once again. I have to take it 9 times. Smile. Smile. Okay, this is the longest smile in AFS, okay? And here goes the last one. Thank you so much, everyone. Back to you, Sonam.
Thank you so much, Adil. That were quite a few shots. Thank you, everyone. Okay, now proceeding ahead, we will be heading towards a panel discussion. And we have 3 wonderful educational leaders with us right now in the call. And we are very, very thankful to them for taking out time and taking the discussion forward with us. I would like to introduce the 3 panelists to you along with my colleague Adil. I would start with introduction of our very first panelist who's there on the call, Ms. Bhupinder Gogia. Ma'am is principal of Satpal Mittal School, Ludhiana. She is a postgraduate in mathematics with an impeccable service record of an educational career that spans over 28 years to her credit. An expert in school educational management, she is much respected and credited in Ludhiana for successfully managing the best school in Ludhiana. She has a rich and varied experience of teaching in some of the good schools and colleges in Ludhiana. In her role as a principal, she has expertise in curriculum design, technology in education, assessment and evaluation, professional development for teachers, and school administration related skills. Her vision and acumen, coupled with a strong urge for leading edge initiatives and an international approach in the field of school education, is certainly an asset to the Satpal Middle School. Thank you so much, Bhupinder ma'am, for being on the call with us.
All right. Before I introduce our two more panelists, I would like to acknowledge the support of our donors and change makers who have made this program possible. Thank you so much for your generous gifts. We really, really appreciate it. Moving forward, many thanks, Bhupinder ma'am, for joining us today. Happy to have you here. And I'm delighted and honored to introduce our next panelist, Ms. Smita Mohanty, who is the Director Principal of Sanjay Godawat International School. And she's a personality who has established and mentored various institutions. And she also has presided Education Association in different areas as well. And she has guided thousands of students who have emerged as formidable global citizens, not only in India, but also around the world. Goes without saying, she holds many accolades, awards, honors, and recognition. And she has been recognized as a brand ambassador of British Council for the Western Maharashtra region as well. So happy to have you here, Ms. Mohanty, Mrs. Mohanty. Up next, we also have our third speaker of the panel, Mr. Ajay Singh, who is the headmaster of the Punjab Public School, Nabha. He's one of the eminent educationists of the country, and with a career spanning over 2 decades, he has worked with many institutions and educational institutions as well. And he has worked with voluntary counseling and testing as part of the National AISA Control Organization. And he has a footling at the Mayo College Ajmer for almost a decade as a psychology teacher as well, and then a counselor, a career counselor, and eventually a housemaster. He has been conferred with many awards, including Excellence in Teaching Award, International School Award, the Most Transformational Practices and in Student Development Award as well. Thank you, Mr. Ajay, for joining us. Really appreciate having all three of you here as part of the panel. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Adil. Taking the discussion forward, Bhupinder ma'am, I have a question for you, and I would request if you can help us and the audience show some insights on this. So the question is, which according to you could be the best approach to educate students about cultural differences? Example, teamwork, peer-to-peer learning, simulations, problem-based learning, music, art, exchange programs, etc.
See, I think if I look at the question, if I have to, help my children to be, to embed cultural differences, how to educate students about cultural differences, the first thing that I think we need to do is to help our children to be respectful of each other. And then we tend to look at cultures of different, I mean, even now, I tell you, I see students, when you see somebody who's a little dark complexion or who's too fair or little obese or little slim, everybody goes about talking about it. But then I think it's time for us to change our endeavors to work towards it. And I think the best way right now, I think, is AFS. We have been with AFS for quite long now. I think one thing that we need to do to teach our children about cultural differences and how to be
I'm sorry. I think Bhupinder ma'am's internet has a
Interact?
glitch.
Am I audible?
Bhupinder ma'am, you just need to repeat the last line that you said because we missed out you from that line.
Okay. So as I said, our school children interacted. We had an exchange program with students of Mexico, and it was so wonderful to see the children of Mexico talking about the different the areas of the place, and then talking about the festivals, talking about the way they dress up, the food styles, etc. I think more than that, when you're celebrating, every school has annual functions, every school has form assemblies and special assemblies and all. I think there's a very beautiful quote in Sanskrit, which is called Vasut Deva Kutumbakam. We remember in 2015, that was a theme of our annual function. It was so wonderful to see that every class took up one country, read about the country, learned a lot about the country, and then spoke about in unison. And yes, I agree with you. If you need to teach your children to be respectful of each other, to be respectful, to teach your children how to handle cultural differences, I think the only way is to create circumstance, to create opportunities for teamwork, create opportunities for peer-to-peer learning and problem-based learning, music, art. See, nobody has any problem of when you're dancing, you don't look at anything, you're just enjoying it. So do things in which children enjoy and can go beyond the differences. And I think I remember, as I said, the best way to embed empathy into our children, the best way to make our children, show respect towards each other is give them opportunities. Like in our school, we have our learning, our desk, our entire arrangement of desk is such that we work with team building. There's a teamwork which is happening. We do reflective tests, which is helping, peer-to-peer learning. So most important, please give focus to your exchange programs. And thanks to COVID, I think everything is virtual. So it is so easy to do it. But look at the kind of effort when a child works on their own country, you're taking pride about your country. And at that point of time, you go beyond differences. Right now, you are showcasing the country, or right now, you're showcasing this country. So that's one thing to foster cultural awareness. You need to consider all different aspects on how you can influence your parents' perceptions, attitudes, and behavior. And best way, I think, is storytelling. I do it very well. I think when you're doing something, you cook up a story as teachers. It's very great. It's wonderful to cook up a story and just start somewhere and just tell about how the other person helped you out. And you can see a sensitivity building in. And most important, I must thank AFS and Miss Angela. My student just finished the GCC team program, and some of my teachers are GCC educators, global educator certifications they have. And it is wonderful to see the way they are. And now they would be ambassadors of empathy for the entire school. So kudos to AFS for the great work they are doing to help students be educated about cultural differences. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhupinder ma'am. Really great insights that we could get from you, and of course, the audience who's present here. And to the audience, I would request you have a chat box and feel free to write questions here, and our panel will be happy to take it forward. So thank you so much. Sasmita ma'am, I will like to ask you, does a standard formal assessment system in your school assess global competencies in children and adults? And if yes, if you could share the details of how it is done, and if it is not, then do you think that there is a need for it, and why in this current scenario?
Good evening to everybody. And my heartiest congratulations to the AFS team, as well as the other two panelists. Pranam to both of you from Kolhapur, Maharashtra. So I am thankful to AFS for giving this opportunity for me to be part of this concluding program. And it's really, there is if I have to say that what we gain till today from AFS, it goes beyond the words, because from last 7 years we are associated with AFS. We are one of the oldest member of AFS, and the students have gained so much, because it became easier for us, being our vision is creating global citizen. So creating global citizen, to make the people understand how do you create global citizen. So AFS made it easier, because when before the GCC program would launch, I remember we had one training session in our school, and I have forgotten the name of the trainer, and so wonderfully she gave the training to all the students. Those were 9th and 10th graders with prefects and all, and it was all about leadership, it was all about international mindedness, the activities whatever was conducted. And that time most of the students, they could get to know that what is the overview of GCC. It was not about the assessment and individual training, but then they could understand what it means. And they started also sharing with many of the other students. That was one thing. And if you ask me about the assessment, we take it very seriously, because I feel that everybody need to have the quality of the 21st century skills. Everyone should acquire, everyone should have, because we are not the school, those they only work on giving stress on academics. So we have a lot of other things need to be taken care. And each and every day we work that how do we assess the skills of the students. And we have variety of ways in assessing the skills of the students. And at the same time, when AFS gave us the opportunity to get two students from Thailand and be our guest for 1 year, it was a big learning lesson for the entire school. Because practically when you see and you experience that what is the international mindedness, how the adaptability, what is the respect, what is the communication, people without knowing culture, without knowing anything, they come and get adjusted, and how they're adapted in a different circumstances. That was a great learning for most of our students. And it was beneficial for them to understand that what should be the quality of global citizens. And besides that, I think around a dozen of students of mine, they have gone under different projects to different countries. When they come back with so much of new experiences to share with everyone. And they become the brand ambassadors, and they start conveying and communicating with many of the other students. For example, last year we had a student who came back from Japan. This year another student who has got selected to go to Japan. We are really thankful for the wonderful work the AFS is doing. And besides that, being virtual, we thought that, nothing would happen much, but I could see that my students are always busy, my teachers are always busy, there is something or the other is happening. And we are such a school that we have never missed a single activity of AFS, because so much of opportunities through AFS our children have got. I can't explain, it is tremendous, and they have got maximum benefit out of it. And it has reached to so many families and so many students. It has become a major major factor of learning for our institution. So many exchange programs we organized. It's not that we organized the exchange program only through the AFS. We wanted that more and more intercultural learning should be happening for the students. On our own, we started building relationship with school in Oman, building relationship with the school in Kerala, and then started working with them. But the learning started from AFS, and then we individually started going and getting it further done, because we wanted to create this global citizenship quality among all the students. And as I said, all these, I believe that leadership quality, the 21st century skills, it should be there in today's generation and the youth of today. Then only there could be a lot of aspirations, whatever is there for the entire nation and the world would be fulfilled. And once again, I thank AFS for being part of our organization and giving so many opportunities for our students as well as the educators to enhance their skills and expand their horizon of knowledge. So thank you.
Wow, such wonderful insights, Sasmita ma'am and Bhupinder ma'am as well. Sasmita ma'am, I just want to highlight that we want you to be busy creating positive impact in the community, in the school. And thank you so much for choosing AFS, because we want to create a positive difference in the community. And we do appreciate the collaboration and the engagement that the school has been bringing for a while now, and we hope we can continue the same in the future as well. So thank you for being busy and keeping us busy to make sure that we keep pushing what we can do in terms of the agenda of global citizenship education as well. Moving forward, thank you, Mr. Ajay, for joining us. My first question to you is related to Indian education system. And could you please help us understand the primary education goals of Indian education system, and where does global citizenship education stand in this, and why? Ajay sir, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Adil, for this very important question, and namaskar to all my fellow panelists. And a great thank you to AFS India for organizing such a wonderful platform where the ideas can be shared for a better world. What else do we need? We need a better world. In fact, before I begin, let me congratulate the Global Competence Certificate Program, which you all have been doing. And my heart also goes out in appreciation for all those people who have been donors to help out these kids become or achieve their excellence in their own ways. So great job, AFS, thumbs up. Coming back to the moot question, which we need to discuss here right now. So before I go there, why are we looking at this question in terms of an education system? What can be a better answer than looking at the COVID situation the world has gone through? The COVID-19 has brought the world together to collaborate and find a solution. Forget about your sensitivities, forget about your prejudices, forget about your differences. You all are working together to fight this common menace. So this is what I want to intend to look at and reflect upon the education system. Sadly, if you look at the present state of assessment, especially in context of the Indian education system, we are not actually testing that. We are testing more of content knowledge and more of knowledge which is subject oriented rather than skill oriented, where this concept of global sensitivity, intercultural sensitivity has largely remained untouched. Vis-a-vis some systems of education like Cambridge, which we also offer at Punjab Public School, Nabha, where we have, let's say, a paper like Global Perspectives. So in that subject, you need to have a local perspective, a national perspective, and a global perspective, and try and link all the domains uniting these perspectives. So this is what we intend to, and I'm so glad to see the changes which have been incorporated in the new education policy, which tries to get back to this now. You see, they are trying to link education with community. They're trying to link education with real life scenarios. This is where the impact and the difference will come in. I can go back to my own childhood where there was a very important paper, but very sideline, but important. And we used to all love that classes. That was called community living, which stopped as a practice in terms of specialization of education, if you can say that. But in that, we were taught the skills required to be a community citizen. So from there, I mean, I can easily relate to what all things I need to do as a citizen also, right? So if you look at broadly, what is taught? So you can pick up some subject like a political science or a civics where your citizenship roles and your global citizenship roles are being discussed, but not really tested. So I would like this major change to happen very soon, following the guidelines of the new education system, where we can pose problems which are common across the globe, which are common yet with differences across the globe. You know, like something may be common yet different in the Indian context than a European context. So we need to look at it and discuss the problems. In our school, what we have tried to inculcate is we have asked the students to get into Skype sessions or webinars with classical example is a case, a South African school where water is not there. You know, so our children have actually started responding more to the respect they need to have for water. You see, it's part of connecting to that school where this sensitivity came in. So a strong intercultural exchange on maybe on the virtual platform, but talking out to other kids of other localities, of other regions, to a problem which doesn't exist here, but exists somewhere else, and it can come here. So this is what has happened in the education system. And I think the principals need to take a very prominent role in pushing this, even though it is apart from the curriculum. We need to pursue this very strongly and not only get stuck to the domains which are being tested and acknowledged. So, right now on our campus, I have a student from Italy as part of the AFS program. Clara is here since January, and she'll be leaving in August. In August, I have another student coming from France, right? So now these students, when they interacted in the classrooms, when we were open for 4 months, I think initially you could see that, question marks on the students' faces of Punjab and others who are there in Nabha. And then you saw the acceptance which happened to that girl child who is in 11, to the point that the way she wrote Hindi was in fact the best amongst all the best which we had on our campus. So it left everybody floored. She loves the Indian cuisine now, especially the Punjabi food. This is what real education is. I don't think that can happen inside the classroom. We need to send out our kids. We need to explode and expose them to all these scenarios. So education should be taken not only in the literal sense, but in the total sense which we pose.
Wow, we a lot of takeaways from this, Ajay sir. We do need thought and empathetic leadership, and from that we all the things will trickle down, on its own to the grassroots level as well. And I really do appreciate the statement you made about collaboration, that we need to collaborate and find the solutions, and we need this to echo everywhere, actually, in every field, because right now the stage we are living in and the challenges that we are facing, it needs to echo. We need to come together, and also thank you for highlighting the new education policy as well. We have been the educators have been working really close and seeing how we can implement those. And at AFS also, we want to highlight that a lot of importance has gone into developing power skills. And new education policy does highlight that apart from the academics, we really need to focus on the education as well. And that's where AFS educational course does play a big role. And thank you so much for highlighting a global competence certificate. We will be talking more about it in the upcoming part as well. Anytime, if anyone has any questions from the speakers, you can always use the chat. Or you can ask the question later on in the end as well. We have our staff members on the call who will be giving you background, who will be giving you information about the programs as well. I have a question for you, Saspita ma'am. In your school, how do you encourage intercultural understanding through the lenses of knowledge, perspective, and action? And what is the average rate of participation of children in such programs? And a follow-up on that, how much support is received in such activities by parents? That's the most important one.
Actually, we believe that this intercultural exchange, it helps to broaden the thought process of all the students. And then it also helps for acceptance, for respect, mutual respect, and all those things keeping in mind. As I said before, that we even organize our own exchange programs with different schools at the local level, state level, with different countries. And it happens very often. For example, last year we had taken up with Oman School. It continued for 1 month. There was exchange of ideas between teachers, collaboration with teachers. Then there was collaboration and exchange of different state cultures of the entire country. So different sections of the school divided and collaborated with different sections of the schools with Oman School. Then we had another exchange program through AFS in Orissa, and fortunately, it was the art integrated project for the first time introduced by CBSE, and then they collaborated Maharashtra with Orissa. So it was so much beneficial for our students, because when we collaborated with the school in Orissa, and the school was the first member school, or for the first time they were coming for the exchange program, they had so much to share, and we had so much to learn from them, and they had so much to learn from us. In fact, our art integrated project, which was supposed to be mandatory for the entire 10th standard and the entire school, because CBSE made it that if your project is not done, your marks cannot be uploaded. So it was very, very beneficial and learning program for all the students. And then we further continued with Mexico. It was also wonderful. It was on sustainable goals. And there was wonderful learning happen between both the sides, teachers, students, on SDG goals. And we keep on continuing. Even next month, we have a collaborative program with a school that is in Kerala, that is Choice School. And it is again on the sustainable goals. And besides that, I being the president of the local Sahodaya school, so there are almost 30 schools from Karnataka, Maharashtra, and neighboring places are there, the members. So we keep organizing variety of collaborative programs, along with them exchange programs with them from Karnataka, with Maharashtra. And we have even, intercultural exchange depending on the different students, those there from different parts of the country, those their borders, and then we try to make them acquainted with the other students and learn their language and things like that. So it helps a lot, and it developed the the feeling of a great unity among everyone. And this helps everyone to adopt the entire nation and the world as one family, as it was mentioned by Mrs. Gogia, that Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So the more cultural exchange program happening, then the more acceptance, learning, friendliness, connectivity, all those are developed. So this is how we go about, and we are always open. We always look forward whether AFS is giving us some more exchange program, because it becomes easier to connect with schools. But AFS also has to take care of so many schools. So that is how we also try at our individual capacity to get connected with different schools and continue. And we orient the parents. Parents are very much excited when we talk about that we have the exchange program. That day when we were having Mexico exchange program, it was in the evening, nighttime it was. Divya was there, and children had come physically during this COVID time to have to conduct the interaction and the program in the school building, because at home might be internet problem or some other problem would be there, so that they may fail to deliver or to interact in a proper manner. They had come, parents had come to pick up and all. So there is a lot of support and cooperation from all the parents. Many parents have become host parents also when the students come. In fact, we had 2 students supposed to be coming due to COVID. They could not, but our host families were ready. So for everything, whatever is done pertaining to create the global citizens, always there is a support of parents, support of teachers and everyone. So we don't face, there is almost 80-90% of the institution is aware about the global GCC program, global citizenship. As I said, our school vision is creating global citizens. So it's aware to everyone.
Wow, wow. What a progressive thought when it comes to creating a mission based on creating global citizens. Thank you, Susmita ma'am. Love that everyone is in sync with the key elements of collaboration, of making sure that we find solution to the challenges by coming together. Absolutely love that every speaker is bringing those elements in the conversation as well. And I really want to highlight the point raised by Susmita ma'am that mutual learning is the goal right now, and we need to find solution together to the challenges that everyone is facing in every part of the world, not just in India, but every part of the world. And because of the pandemic, we are coming closer virtually, and that gives us the resources to make sure that we implement the solution that have worked in India, but can also work in different parts of the world as well. Thank you so much for collaborating, Susmita ma'am and Ajay sir and Bhupinder ma'am. Really, really appreciate it. To Sonam.
Thank you so much, Adil. Moving ahead with global citizenship is what is the need for the hour. So I will like to take it forward with Bhupinder ma'am regarding global citizenship. Bhupinder ma'am, my question to you is that global citizenship is a necessity and sorry, I just lost my connection. I'm sorry. My question to you is global citizenship is a necessity, not a luxury. Do you agree with this? Looking at the current scenario, unfortunately, we feel that it is a luxury for most. So how, according to you, this gap could be bridged? And do you see AFS India as an important torchbearer for this change? If yes, how?
Yeah. I think the world is connected by internet now, and each of us talks about the world being a global village. Okay, but then what exactly is global citizenship, and why is it a necessity and not a luxury? See, your citizenship is determined by the birthplace, but global citizenship is about your own personal choice. It's about your way of thinking. And that's what we need to see. Now, it's not a luxury. Now, in today's world where everything is interconnected, business is interconnected, you're having India stacks, you're having technology moving everywhere, you're having businesses going cross shows. So you cannot just be living in isolation. You just cannot. I mean, it is a need of the time for educating our children to be able to work with people outside. It's not about every child going for an exchange program. It is about telling your children, I don't know whether you as a child, I have never got my parents to tell me that I need to be empathetic. I need to be a good listener. That was embedded in us because we saw that happening all around. But in the digital world, we have all become such digital geeks, and we have forgotten what it is to care for each other, what it is to be aware of each other, aware of your own self. And that is what global citizenship was all about. Global citizenship is about being self-aware. It's about being aware of others. What are they going through? Put yourself into the other person's shoes and see how it is. And learn foreign languages. I say this, whether it is, if you, I think small children, if you see, whichever state they go to, they quickly pick up the language. So even each of us in our schools, we can motivate our children to learn foreign languages, to learn about the culture of the other places. Believe me, it helps. It helps you to be aware that there's a wider world beyond my own place. And most important, I think something which my school taught each of us is the necessity to be empathetic, to be culturally empathetic. And that is something which AFS is all about. It teaches you to be culturally empathetic, to be able to be a global citizen where you are tolerant of each other. You are able to care for each other. You'll be able to see yourself in the other person's shoes. And then work in collaboration, work together on, on projects or any other case study. But then you need to be together. And believe me, it's about making a cultivation of a principled decision making. It makes you, now you see today everything is interconnected. You just can't have people living only in India or only in Singapore or only in this thing. Everything is interconnected. So don't you think it's time for us to teach our children how to be globally connected, how to be global citizens, how to respect the social and political life of another country, to be able to understand what exactly it is to be there. And I think AFS is doing a wonderful job where, creating this true sense of global citizenship is concerned. The programs are totally enriching. I see children that even though it was just a short time, we had someone who had come from Germany. It's been 3 years, but still the children are connected. They're my children who have learned German. Their children, that girl has learned Hindi. And it is so beautiful to see children still being connected. Now, this is what we need in a world which is totally intolerant. Believe me, at individual house, each house level, I think if you look at each house, everybody's become so intolerant. Small little thing and you get agitated. It's time for us to come back to where our grandparents, our parents were from, where you had the sense of toleration, you have a sense of respect for each other. We were not told to be global citizens. We were global citizens. So to summarize, as I said earlier, it's time for us to celebrate our, respect our differences and appreciate the values and virtues of each other. And AFS, the GEC program, the GEC Teens program. And now that I have a student who's passed out, he is going to be my ambassador for an empathy project in my school. And I'll make sure that more number of children take up this project. And I'll make sure more number of my teachers take up Global Educator program, because I think the larger, the better. The more the number of people who are having this, speaking the same language, together you can create a ripple effect. And that's what will make this world a beautiful place. Thank you
so much, Bhupinder ma'am. That was so beautiful thoughts. I'm sorry, was my voice echoing?
Little bit.
Okay, I hope it's fine now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, thank you so much, Bhupinder ma'am. I think the cultural empathy that you shared with us, and thank you so much to the educational leaders like you who believe in the mission and vision of AFS. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible. So thank you so much for sharing your lovely insights and thoughts on this. Over to you, Adil.
Okay, my next question is from Ajay sir. Ajay sir, the question: seeing how your diversified experience in the field of education and how Punjab Public School is a great advocate for education beyond academics, I'd like to ask your point of view about educators' exposure or training, and it could be formal or informal, to intercultural education, conflict resolution strategies, or a role of education in solving 21st century challenges, or the current ongoing hate crimes of racism, xenophobia, or discrimination during the BEd or AMEd or any professional career. What are your thoughts about that?
Wonderful, because it's not only the children, I think it's the mass around. And what more important than educators, the people who are at the helm of affairs in the transmission of values, including empathy to all the kids around. So if you look at the educator's mindset, we also need to look at that they also come with from a particular background with a particular mindset, right? So example, a common notion which exists around a lot of schools, not necessarily good schools, but if you look around, so if what I have told you to write, you don't write, I cut the marks. Just begin with this simple analogy, which a normal teacher would like to, do, rather they do it. Now from that, the child learns a yes and a no just to follow the particular system of a teacher. So when we look at the educators, it becomes very important right from their upbringing to a B.Ed or an M.Ed program to inculcate this as an important segment before they actually become practicing teachers. Now, why I say this? As an individual, I have moved from Mayo College. I have moved from to Genesis Global School in Noida, headed that school. Then I'm heading another school in Punjab. You see the movement from a small town, Ajmer, to again a big mega city, Noida, Delhi, again to a small town, Nabha. And I can tell you very clearly, all the accomplished people here, that all three segments were different. So I have become enriched as an individual in dealing with parents of different backgrounds, of different thinking styles, right? Now, this, if I can't pass on to the children, I fail as an educator. So what do I do? Or what should educators do? So the first and foremost is when we take classes, it's not necessarily the process of finishing a content and preparing you for the exams. It's also a time to think. It's also a time to reflect, where we can introduce, as an economist, what are the differences of economics? As a biologist, what are the differences in biology? Genes, you see, for that matter. Why are we different? And that is a racial, and connected with a, let's say, a historical fact that the Britishers ruled us with this historical false notion that we are a superior race, you are an inferior race, we are here to rule you, to help you become a better citizen. These are the notions which they need to understand, which are not taught directly, right? Even in economics, right? We cannot question whether this system is right, capitalists, or a communist, or somewhere a socialist kind of. We need to look at the beauty of systems. Cold War can be taught in such a beautiful way, where the two countries who were the protagonists did not get affected, but the other countries got affected. So when you are taking a program forward, I would like institutions which are preparing teachers to really test them for the skills, where the AFS can actually become a leader. I believe that, because I remember Sarita Badwar coming in and conducting one session on intercultural sensitivity. Believe me, I was enamored as a principal participant along with my kids who were there in that big hall. We got to learn so much. Now here in Punjab Public School, along with my team, because we are also a round square global school. So what we have done is, let us not only look at the bigger projects. We got a small project called Prayas, where our students take up the onus of teaching children who belong to the disadvantaged society of our own staff members. So they have taken it up as a Prayas to bring them in a situation where they teach them technology, where they teach them communicative English. So this is what they're trying to do. We have started looking at the people who are there in the Nabha jail and taken up that project as part of our Round Square project, where our children will reach out eventually. Right now it's closed, but we have already initiated that. When it opens, we'll again be going there, so that the prejudice against a segment of a community who are looked as criminals also doesn't come in as part of your evaluation. We need to look at them as human beings. So this is what our teachers are getting educated. I am calling people from outside schools. We are getting them on the different platforms, where they reach out not only as a Punjab segment, but as part of a global outreach program. So the teachers need to come with an open mind, absorb so many things, and then give it to the students, because a closed mind will only give a closed outcome. An open mind will create a lot of thinking minds with perspectives. So your entire teaching learning process has to include this. The B.Ed and M.Ed should never pass a degree without this proficiency, where you need to give up case studies. You can easily come up, give a case study, let them come back with an opinion, let them come back with some written, give and taking sides, That's how we'll come to know whether the person is really supposed to be a teacher. Because we cannot, a teacher is, if you look at the definitions of the Indian system, a teacher is not a sikshak. It becomes a guru. Guru is from darkness to light, which includes removing all the differentiations where caste, class, creed, color, language, everything is a barrier. And a living powder of, conflict. So along with this sensitivity, we can bring in conflict resolution, right? So what do I do with teachers? I have made 2 teachers coordinating a department who do not easily look eye into each other. Now they're working together. They have started resolving their conflicts without me doing anything. Bring them together on a platform. Give them common problems. Let them come out with a solution. This is, I think, very important in schools also. Instead of just igniting the differences, get them on common problems, get them to work together and start igniting their minds so that they can give it to the students. That's what I think.
Wow. Test the teacher for skills. I think, that's a very bold move. We definitely need the teachers to come forward and let them, let the world know that, there's something that they are lacking. There are something that they are lacking, and they need a chance to grow and excel at that. And if they don't have certain skills, definitely there are a lot of programs, there are a lot of trainings. Like you said, AFS is organizing a lot of trainings for educators as well as students to make sure that they feel empowered, and they need to come forward with an open mind as well. I completely agree. And also, thank you for highlighting the strategies that that PPS NABA is including to build an inclusive community. And we do feel proud of the collaboration, and we are happy that the student is hosted and getting the life-changing experience that she deserves. And yes, finally, I want to highlight the part about traveling and how it plays an important role. And I'm not just saying that traveling around the world, but yes, going from one small city to another city or a big city, there can be a lot of learning. And thank you for highlighting that. At AFS India, we do promote a lot of domestic exchange programs as well as international programs. So if anyone who's interested in knowing more about the programs, they can always fill up the form. They can always share their email address privately, and we can get back to them. With this, we conclude the panel discussion on behalf of all of us at AFS India and everyone who's attending the webinar right now. Thank you so much, Bhupinder ma'am.
And yes, finally, I want to highlight a part about
Okay, let me go back a little bit. So on behalf of all of us, thank you so much, Bhupinder ma'am, Smita ma'am, and Ajay sir for your time and sharing your learning. We do appreciate everything you have done for AFS, and we look forward to the collaboration as well. Back to you, Sun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adil.
Thank you so much. Lovely discussions, lovely insights. And moving ahead with the evening, I will request my colleague Nishita to please take this forward.
Thank you. And it is an honor for me to have our qualified facilitators share their insights of walking through their journey. These are our qualified facilitators who have taken training session for the students who are graduating today as part of GCC One and All initiative. All the qualified facilitators of AFS undergo rigorous training, practice, and how to contextualize and make the curriculum on SDGs and global citizenship relevant for the group, and customize that to deliver it for a particular set of students, making it very relevant for their careers in future. It is my honor to have Ms. Seema Sheikh here today, who will share her insights shortly. Ms. Seema Sheikh is a visionary and educationist par excellence with more than 25 years of experience, and is the principal of Pragya Bodhini High School in Mumbai, Maharashtra. She is a validated trainer of 21st century skills, soft skills, leadership, and school management program by NABET UK. and she is also associated with British Council India since 2008. She is a qualified facilitator, mentor, and trainer for global competence skills by AFS and serves as a regional head of the School Core Committee for Western Zone in India. In addition, she heads various committees for schools and educations locally and nationally. Not limited to this, Seema ma'am is a proud recipient of more than a dozen local, national, and international awards for her contribution in the education field. Seema ma'am, we are very privileged to have your message for the group. Can we have everyone on mute, please? Thank you very much. This is a formal discussion, and we would now have the message from Seema ma'am. Please play the message. Thank you.
Hello, my fellow educators. Today I'm here to talk to you about the skill.
We can't see the screen. I'm so sorry. We can't see the screen. Thank you for bearing with us while we fix this. It is due to the interruption in our mute unmute system. Thank you for being patient, and if we can have the message play now.
In the meantime, if there is any question, you can put it on the chat box and we'll be able to take it.
Oh. All right, I am going to take this forward. I will reintroduce Seema Sheikh ma'am. My sincere apologies for the technical glitch. But I move on to our second qualified facilitator who is going to speak live with us, Mrs. Sundari Suryakumar. She possesses rich and extensive experience of around 18 years in the area of resource and capacity management, business operations, financial and commercial management. Currently, she is leading the cloud migration and modernization team handling capacity and demand for the past 15 years working at IBM India. Sundari ma'am is accomplished with several awards, including Best Performer Award, Bravo Award, Top Talent Appreciation, Best Performer Award, and Global Thanks Award. She is a qualified MBA in HR Management and Finance and a very voracious learner, and is currently pursuing her MA in Psychology along with her successful corporate accomplishments. Sundari ma'am, thank you for being here with us and kindly share your insights.
Yeah. Do you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. A very good evening to all of you. I sincerely thank AFS for giving me this opportunity and to try and be a facilitator for the GCC group. So here I am here to touch upon a topic why there is a gap that industry facing it. Correct. So anyway, by giving the time constraint, I'll just quickly cover what is my feedback and my thought about it. Okay, what is the skill gap and why it is started to form? Okay, so which skill, why, what is the industry that they are currently need? What is the high demand, and where, as a candidate, as a student, where you can make sure to keep yourself updated with the current demand. Okay, so we all have to agree we are living through an interesting part of history. Correct. So advancements in technology are rapidly changing our lives and the way we work. So our today's meeting also is a very good witness for our advanced technology. So we can easily connect than ever before. Correct, allowing us to stay in touch and perform our duties just about anywhere in the world. Nishita.
Yes, ma'am.
So Do you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Perfectly
If
fine.
I generally talk too fast, so let me know if I'm too fast. Okay.
Perfectly fine, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So the rate of change and the development means that employers need. So other side, we all accept and agree. We are all more happy. The technology is so much growing and that too rapidly. At the other side, we also need to accept the organization. The employers need new and evolving skill set. Correct? So that is where the skill gap topic is coming up. So what does the skill gap mean? So it is a skill mismatch, the people who do not have the right skills for the job that is available. So why the skill gap comes? There could be several theories, but we can mainly it is depending on the industry and the type of work. Okay, so some suggestion from my side. So technology, if you take technology, being from a corporate side, so with the rise in the new technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, automation, the world of work is fully changing, and there is a potential of many roles will become, will not be there in the coming years. So you all have to be geared up for the new position to support with the new innovations. Okay. So now I'll just quickly tell you what are the skills that are in high demand. Okay. So the role that experience a shortage of skilled professionals often have a unique knowledge base and a set of qualifications. But still, there are some skills that are consistently in demand across many of these industries. Correct? Employees are all kinds. What they generally look, you all will accept any employer, any organization, what they're looking into the candidate. They look at both hard skills and soft skills. Correct? Hard skill is what you learn by teaching. It's a taught skills, it is called. So these are all acquired to do a particular job, and these are all in measurable abilities. Correct? The employer can easily identify. If you give your profile for any application, anybody will come to know what is your taught skills. Correct? So what is the high skill demand currently, especially in IT world? So you can talk about blockchain, cloud computing, and then Microsoft Azure, or analytical reasoning, data analytics, artificial intelligence. Okay, and there is something which is called UX design. This is something like digital services and projects that are in the heart of the modern lives. So those who can design intuitive user experiences will always find work in today's job market. So touching upon the soft skills, what do you mean by soft skills? So soft skills are the productive personality traits that make for good employees. See, as introduced, I am one of the certified final HR round panel. Okay, after they finish all the return tests, so many technical round, final round will come to me. I've rejected many cases. Why? In the technical, he may be scored 100. Academic, you see, all marks are 100. But still, I will not be able to find a person to fit for the job, because soft skills are very, very important for a person to grow. Okay, but these hard skills are harder to teach. Correct? It's not that all the soft skills you can teach and anybody can easily acquire. So that is where the skill gap comes. So some of the soft skills I'll just highlight. One is creativity, the ability to use your imaginative ways to solve the problems and connect the dots available is an asset in every industry. Second point, persuasion. When it comes to do things like negotiation or leadership, ability to convince others to follow your ideas, that is what you need, right? See, many managers, I'm just telling you, you may not need to know how to do the actual job, but as long as you know how to get the job done, is what the manager skills. Correct? Next point, collaboration. Working effectively and efficiently with others and to deliver your results at the core of the many organization. Collaboration takes many forms and it is a very much essential skill. Next point is adaptability. In a rapidly changing world, in the working environment, those who think on their feet and handle situation will always be valuable. Last but not least, emotional intelligence. This is a soft skill all about understanding and responding to emotions, both your own and those of who are working with you. So generally, what could be the challenges to address the skill? Okay, so anyway, we all will agree there is a mismatch. The employer who wants resources, he is not getting the right resources. Correct? One side you have unemployment, other side you have a lot of hiring happening, but organizations are not getting the right people. Correct. So look at from the individual point of view for the sake of the current audience. What you have to do to come up with a skill gap. Correct. So skill assessment. I always suggest, be it a fresher or experienced person. First thing is you need to do your self-analysis of your current and existing skills. What is your core strength? What are your weakness? Okay, and which will affect your career.
There is someone who is interrupting the.
Go for it. We have removed him.
Sundari ma'am, please start.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You will have to unmute, ma'am.
Good. You are unmuted, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so what I was saying is you need to understand what is your core strength, what is your weaknesses. You have to start address your weaknesses. By knowing where is your weakness, you can start taking steps to address them. Okay, whether it is understanding or if you want to take any training or retraining. Okay, so you have to be very good, having a strong profile to attract the employer. You need to make sure that what is the value add by hiring you. Correct. That is what every organization look at. So gain experience. So anyway, so this is like, kind of, okay, how will I get experience if I don't get a job? So experience requires a job and jobs require experience. So this is what everybody will face. So to summarize in a line, what I will say is the skill gap is a real issue and one that need addressing from top to bottom. As technology continue to change, that you cannot stop it, right? Technology continue to change the entire world of work. We need to make sure we have to keep up and updated. But thankfully, it is not an issue not able to address. There are more and more learning opportunities than ever before, helping individual as well as to the organization to address a skill gap. This is a point of view from my side. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sundari ma'am, for addressing what are the skills gap that the employers are looking towards. And moving ahead, we do have now message from Seema ma'am, Seema Sheikh ma'am. Seema Sheikh ma'am's introduction I had shared earlier. And a very valued partner of AFS, Seema ma'am, is going to share her insight on why 21st century skills are important. Can we please have the video message from Seema ma'am?
About the skills that are essential for this 21st century citizens. According to me, and problem solving is the first and the foremost skill that each one must imbibe in oneself. One needs to wear all the 6 thinking hats and realize that for every problem there is and there can be a solution. The second one, I will say, is creativity and imagination. In small measures, life can perfect be, and that's why one need not do huge things to be creative. In small things, one can express one's creativity through its imagination. The third one, yet the very, very important one, is communication and collaboration. And when I say communication, it should be a dialogue, it should be a two-way process, it should be active listening. And when I say collaboration, it's creating win-win situations, giving importance to each one and having not a lopsided communication, but a strong both-way collaboration. The fourth one I feel in today's world of technology is nothing else but digital literacy. Being equipped digitally will connect us more better to the people around us. And finally, the last but not the least is leadership. I think each and every one must develop this quality in us so that all the other skills can be empowered. And to have all this within us, I feel each one of us needs to have a growth mindset coupled with attitude of compassion, of empathy, of kindness, and above all love. And I think then we can really say we have a model of people, profit, planet, where we ourselves are aware of ourselves and equally aware of the world that we are living in and making it more sustainable and worth living. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Seema ma'am, not only for these insights on 21st century skills, but also being the driving force behind mobilizing several schools in the West Zone and across India, sharing with them the importance of global citizenship and global competence, and being a champion of the mission of AFS. Up next, it is my privilege to invite Mrs. Alamu, who has been serving as a senior academic consultant with educational initiatives for the past 6 years. She is a passionate educationist with 2 decades of experience. She has taught life sciences to students ranging from class 8 to postgraduate and has also trained teachers and educators. She has been associated in the past with reputed organizations such as Pearson Education, Garden City College, IGNOU, Base Educational Services, and more. She has worked in various capacities such as HOD, senior lecturer, subject matter expert, visiting lecturer, etc. And she is also a student at Vellore Institute of Technology pursuing her PhD and has published 3 papers on e-learning in higher education. She very strongly believes in always learning motto. And today she is here to share with us as to how, as an educator of more than 15 years, how does she rate the transformation and interest in students in programs like Global Competence Certificate for Teens. She would be highlighting 3 transformation interests of students these days. Alamu ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Nishita, for that. A very good evening to all of you. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, so what I would like to share with you all is that, yes, it was a great experience, and I would like to share my experience with these students with whom we had around 3 to 4 week session on a GCC program. Initially, we did conduct interviews to these students also, and at that time they were a little shy. I think many of you will agree to me, right? Dear students, you were all a little shy, and I see now when you are speaking on the recordings how good, how confident you have become. Right, that's an absolute good progress in what we see, and that is what is needed now in the current scenario. And with this, especially, we have AFS has caught you all young, right at the correct age, between class 9 till class 11, when it's the actual molding phase of your personality. Right, and when you blend in all these aspects and put all these things into use, like the coming out of the comfort zone, identifying the stereotypes and generalizations, and then looking into the 21st century skills. So when you're applying all these things to your daily life, definitely there is success. And also, as Sundari ma'am also suggested, emotional intelligence plays a major role, right? So it's 20% of emotional intelligence, 80% of emotional intelligence, and 20% of your IQ, intelligent quotient, is what matters a lot for your success. And definitely in students who were with us, definitely we saw that, and wishing you all the best for the future success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alamu ma'am, for mentoring these kids. And I agree with you, what an amazing transformation of the students. We now have our last qualified facilitator that I'm proud to introduce, Mr. Sarvaran Rajan, who is also our alumnus. He is a machine learning data associate at Amazon Development Center, Chennai since 2018. He was a part of the KL Yes program to US in 2012, and since then has been a very integral part of AFS India. He was also a mentor of Thriving 2020 community and has taken very active role in creating and implementing alumni initiatives. He is also a trainer facilitator for AFS India and has attended international trainings such as the one in Cairo, Egypt in 2018 for becoming a qualified facilitator. I am very pleased to introduce Sarvanan, and on the message video that will come up next, he will share with us how he has emerged as a youth leader and driven engagement and community service projects through the skills that he gained from his experience as an exchange student and also getting trained as a qualified facilitator and how that helps in his professional career today. Thank you, and let us have his video.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarvanan Rajan. I'm from Chennai, India. I'm a qualified facilitator for the Global Competency Certificate Program. I work with Amazon as a machine learning data associate for the past 3 years. From all the experiences that I gained from AFS as a volunteer, as a trainer, and as a facilitator, it helped me a lot in my professional world. I would like to share a few examples. One of the things that I realized in the first few weeks of working at Amazon is that email writing is a very, very important skill, and we don't get to learn practically at school or at college. We had to write an email to our reporting manager in the first few weeks saying that what our experience are, where we are from, and what we're trying to achieve with Amazon in the past 4 or 5 years, next 4 or 5 years. And the funny thing is that my manager came back and said none of my peers who got recruited along me wrote not even a closer to good email, because they all lacked in the skill, and I did a very good job in writing an email, and I didn't know how much it mattered at the beginning. But in a corporate world, email writing is a very, very important thing, and none of my peers had that. Unfortunately, I got the opportunity to learn how to write a clear email, I would say, from my mentors at AFS, and I had to write a lot of emails to my principal, to different schools in Chennai, and to AFS as well. So it gave me a lot of opportunity to experiment as well and to practice as well. And another thing I want to share is that in Amazon, we have a leadership principles called hire and develop the best. We find people who are really good at and really want to achieve, and we develop them to give the best for the company and for the job as well. And I ran a training program in January 2021. I got 15 associates who got newly hired for the program, and I trained them on all the aspects of the programs that we are running, and all came out 100% above and beyond, more than 100% before the targeted deadline, and above for the targeted qualities they need to achieve. And all my managers were really happy with the achievement that I've got. It's all thanks to AFS India, all the mentoring experience that I had, and all the leadership training that I got from AFS helped me really well in my job. And I would like to thank AFS staff for all the experience they gave me, and I would like to work more with AFS in the future on all mentoring programs and as a facilitator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarvanan. It was wonderful. And small things like how to navigate in the early days of professional life go a long way to build your career. I would like to proceed with the evening and hand it over to Soni.
Thank you so much, Nishita. Thank you so much, everyone. That was indeed great to hear from you. I will now like to invite Bulbul to take it forward.
Yeah, thank you, Sonam ma'am. So we will go next, like volunteers and chapters serve an important pillar in which AFS India stands. You truly make the difference for us, and we are very grateful to you. With this note, let's hear from the fundraising initiative done as part of the chapter efforts by Bangalore. So let's hear from them.
Just give us a minute to just fix it.
Hello everyone, this is Madhusudan Rao. I have been volunteering with AFS India for a decade now. GCC for One and All, as an initiative I believe, exemplifies the vision and mission of AFS intercultural programs. From Bangalore chapter, we had several fundraisers organized towards this initiative. Here are some of the highlights.
Hi, I'm Vasudha from Bangalore chapter. I've been with AFS for almost a decade now. And when I got this opportunity to raise funds for GCC, I was thrilled. I started an initiative called Scrap for Embracing Diversity, through which I managed to raise funds, and I'm very happy to be able to support a child to do a course in GCC and become a global citizen. Thank you.
Hi, myself Kashmira. It's been 7 years I am volunteering with AFS. Fundraising for GCC was like a dream come true for me. Buy me and support a child is the tagline we chose for this initiative. Every time I propagate the plant and share with someone, I really feel happy about that because it's going to support some bright students who are willing to be global citizens soon. Thank you.
I, along with Shobha Krishna, another volunteer, also organized for a workshop on lateral thinking skills for school children. Apart from these wonderful initiatives, we also had individual donations from Mrs. Shikha Jain, Mrs. Kashmira, Ms. Madhuri, Mr. Najmuddin, Mr. Venkat Suresh Lola, and myself. We had two students from East West College, Bangalore, who made use of this opportunity, and I'm sure now they're on their way to become active global citizens. I would like to thank AFS India and AFS Bangalore chapter for all the work and support. Thank you.
Yes.
Hello everyone, myself Shivaji Shinde, the president of Nasik chapter. I have been associated with AFS since 2013. Since then, Nasik chapter enrolled 70 plus volunteers and registered about 5 schools. Last year, AFS India started fundraising campaign for GCC for One and All 2020. Nasik chapter had actively participated in it and raised fund. Almost 18 volunteers from Nasik chapter donated the fund. Their names are Rahul Sharma, Hemraj Jadhav, Jivan Shinde, Vaishali Kulkarni, Prabhakar Patil, Utkarsh More, Kunal More, Deepak Shewale, Pramod Kangune, Jayashree Jadhav, Archana Kondiwar, Rupali Somavanshi, Manisha Bhole, Santosh Gaikwad, Anita Bhamre, Bhupesh Kharnar, and myself Shivaji Shinde. I, on behalf of Nasik chapter, feel glad that our donation was used for the students to learn and to know this world. Thanks AFS India for giving such opportunity. We are grateful to AFS India. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. As we talked about or we showed videos of donors who contributed, I would like to share that it was on 8th November when it was AFS India's 50th or 15th birthday in 2020. We decided that we'll create funds for or we'll raise funds for 15 scholarship, but we got a huge response from our donors and AFS family members that we could create 27 scholarship for these lovely students who I believe had an amazing journey through this program. So this program has two phases. First one was raise the fund, and second one was to give chance for these 27 recipients to go through this program. During the implementation phase, we invited 11 students who completed GCC last year to be the peer mentors to these 27 recipients of the scholarship. The peer mentors guided the student to complete their GCC program like buddies. They were there to help them if they have any help, needed of their age group. Besides helping them to do their complete their GCC. These peer mentors also took a project along with their teams, and these projects are known as peer mentors project. Each peer mentor led a group of 2 to 3 GCC scholars and worked together on one of the given topics. Through the peer mentor project, the student got a chance to practice their recently acquired skills such as team building, leadership, critical thinking, empathy, collaborative skills. These projects allowed them to showcase.
Sorry to disturb, ma'am. This is Ranveer Sharma who is playing this audio.
Yeah, we have removed him. Manjula, please go ahead.
Thank you. So these projects allowed them to showcase and reach out to a bigger audience. So they just don't limited themselves to within their groups. They reached out to a bigger audience through various platforms, including social media. For today's event, we would have our amazing teams of 3 peer mentors showcasing their work with our audience. Let me introduce the first team that is led by Srijan. So Srijan is from Satpal Mittal School, Ludhiana, and in his team he had Akshara from Maharaja Agrasen Public School, and also Shreyas Chakrabarti from Viraj Sriram Centennial School, Boisar. So I would request Srijan and his team to present their work with all of us. Thank you.
Okay, the students are not able to unmute.
Yeah, can you try now?
Allowed, yes.
Shreyash?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shreyash. All 3 of us started a community friendship beyond frontier. Like me, my friend Akshara and Srijan. We all are from different places all over India, but thanks to this platform that we all came together and started a community which might last many years. So we call this community Friendship Beyond Frontiers. We started as a small group of 3, started expanding, and now we are more than 200 strong. So here is an audio visual explaining our project. Can everyone see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, Shreyash, but I think the audio isn't shared.
Shreyas, try to have your share sound on your
Yes, ma'am,
system.
I did that. Sorry for the
No problem.
problem.
No problem.
Yeah, we'll do it now.
Reading is like breathing for our minds.
Books are a unique portable magic to fill our souls.
Friends are like adding sunshine to your life.
And with coffee, what other excuse do we have to get started reading right away?
At Friendship Beyond Frontiers, FBF, a global community for teenagers, that's exactly what we do. We
Connect,
collaborate,
and create.
Connecting students of age 10 to 18 all around the world to collaborate on books and to finally create new learnings and friendships.
In practical terms, we have monthly plans. We like to call them the Collab Event Series.
Each series has 4 collab events that are 40-minute Zoom sessions.
In every session, we connect with our fellow members through #collabtasks based on the book chosen for the month.
The first session is Meet the Author, where the members get to interact with the author. This is a pre-reading meet.
After Meet the Author, a chapter-wise deadline is shared to all the members, and we have 2 follow-up meetings in week 2 and week 3 for the same.
The monthly collab event series is concluded with a wrap-up meeting at the end of week 4. The author is also present in this session to help clarify any doubts.
After every session, we also share feedback forms to improve our efforts. Apart from that, we also keep in touch with our members via mail updates and WhatsApp.
To organize everything, we regularly have core team members meeting as well.
And we also welcome volunteers, teenagers who want to leave their mark in FBF.
We aim to
foster friendships and spread the love.
Inculcate the love of reading.
Also encouraging collaborations and discussions. Hi, I'm Akshara.
Myself, Srijan.
Shreyas this side.
I'm Manat.
Hi, myself Shubham.
And this is Pranshu, and we are core team of FBF.
Friendships Beyond Frontiers.
Over to you, Akshara.
Hello everyone, I hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes, you are better.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I am Akshara and I hope you now have a fair idea about how our community works. I would like to talk about the information that was not covered in the video. Firstly, we have an adult community. We call them facilitators. They help us organize our collab events. We have Ms. Rajni Johri, she's an educationist. We have Brigadier Vivek Sohal, Ms. Kathleen Birkinshaw, she's an American author. We have Ms. Pia Bahadur and many more people. We also wish to increase the length of this list. Other than that, I would like you all to focus on the idea that our community's core team portrays as a very sweet symbol of friendship. Other than 3 of us, we have 3 close friends, Priyanshu, Shubham Malik, and Manat Kaushik, who helped us build this community from the scratch. I express my gratitude to everyone who supports us out of generosity.
Yeah. So, with all the support, we just recently introduced Wow Talks. In Wow Talks, these are some 40-minute discussions where we have a speaker who speaks about interesting thing in their life and at last tells us how to foster friendship. And we had one with Brigadier Vivek Sohal and Miss Rajni Johari, an educationalist. Over to you, Srijan.
Hi, I'm Srijan, and statistically talking, we have reached 4,165 people on our social media platforms. We have 211 registered members. Recently, we have finished our first collab series. Help us spread the word by contacting us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Friendship Beyond Frontiers. We can answer your queries on our email ID. You can find all our links in the chat box below.
I have shared a few a Gmail ID and Instagram and Facebook names for IDs of us. You can contact us there and be a member of FBF. Thank you.
And we really look forward to increase the community. Thank you everyone to give us this opportunity.
Thank you so much, 3 of you. And we had an amazing time looking at the reach out which you could create. So 4,000 is an amazing number when we look at. Now, I would like to invite the second team, which is led by Hedvi Ben from M.B. Patel English Medium Secondary and Higher Secondary School, Gandhinagar. In her team, she has Riddhi Gupta from Indore Public School and also Disha P from East West PU College, Bangalore.
Can we start, ma'am?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Hope that the screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
The project we have chosen is Empathy by Rite, Disha and Hetri. These are the contents of our project. What is empathy? Empathy is what? Seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another.
The first step of empathizing is active listening. Active listening is listening with all senses rather than just hearing. One can perform active listening by showing signs such as smiling, nodding, eye contact, and most importantly, letting that person know that you are not judging. Interest can be conveyed to the speaker by using verbal messages such as by saying yes or simply to encourage them to communicate openly. If we observe carefully, then we can find examples of empathy all around us. A few of them are depicted in this video. Role model is someone who serves as an example by influencing others. I remember a clip from a documentary on Mahatma Gandhi. He saw a woman trying to cover her body with rags as she was very poor and could not afford proper clothing. Gandhiji was so moved by looking at this, he gave away his shawl to the lady and instantly pledged that unless and until all the citizens of India have enough to cover their body, he will not wear full clothes. From that day on, we always see him in half dhoti. Many other great personalities like Nelson Mandela and Mother Teresa have sacrificed decades of their lives to serve others and to fight for their rights. Empathy has also gained its position in movies and TV shows. I remember seeing an episode of Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma in which the main character Tapu shaved his head to show empathy towards his friend who recently lost his hair due to cancer treatment. It's interesting to know that empathy is not only a human quality, but is also depicted by animals. As we try to interact with people on social media, we found that all of them think that animals do have empathy. Animals are even seen taking care and feeding the young ones of other kind of animals when their mothers die. The pets take care of the children of the family as their own kids. This is nothing but empathy shown by them.
We created an Instagram page called Empathizers on 17th May 2021. We chose this platform because Instagram is one of the leading social media networks in India. People belonging to different age groups became a part of our family as they followed the page, and they participated actively by answering the questionnaires that were asked. Along with the questionnaires, we also uploaded pictures regarding empathy to create awareness among people. This platform really helped us in reaching out to more people.
To be empathetic, the most important requisite is to be a good listener. An interview is the best way to practice listening. By establishing interactions with the people from different walks of life, such as teachers, doctors, students, family members, and other individuals, we got more ideas about empathy, which can be seen in this video.
Important? Is it important to make people aware about empathy? With eagerness and enthusiasm towards our questions, they answered and shared us their positive ideas regarding empathy. This is how we captured the messages, shows that yes, people understands the importance of empathy, and this makes our present and future bright and full of happiness and joy.
When we interviewed people, we found that everyone had different perspective about empathy. However, everyone was of the same opinion that it is important and must be taught and implemented in our daily lives. We hope that we have inspired at least a few people to adapt empathy in their daily lives. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, each one of you. And I hope everyone is enjoying as they are enjoying presenting their work. So now we go with the last but not the least. This is Raksha from so peer mentor is Raksha. She is from All Saints College, Nainital. And with her, she had Anvesha from Gyan Ganga International School, Jabalpur, and also Scholastica Benny from Asanam English Medium Higher Secondary School, Kerala. So, yes, Raksha, please take it over.
Anvisha, could you please present the presentation?
Yeah.
So good evening, everyone. I, Raksha Khandi, am a student of All Saints College, Nainital. I'm here to express my sincere gratitude towards the AFS's GCC teen program, which has provided us with such a wonderful opportunity of leading a team with two very diligent team members that are Anvesha Prasad and Scholastica Benny on the topic of teaching empathy. And with that being said, I'd like for each and every one of you present here to understand with us the importance of empathy in our lives.
So, empathy is that ability from which we can emotionally understand what other people feel, see things from their point of view, and to imagine yourself in their place.
So as you can very evidently see that there are three types of empathy. So there's cognitive empathy, which allows you to understand the feelings of the person who is hurting. And then there's emotional empathy, which allows you to physically feel what the other person's feeling. And then there's compassionate empathy, which is taking an action or showing their support in any sort of method.
Empathy and sympathy are quite different than it may seem. Empathy means experiencing someone else's feeling, and sympathy, on the other hand, is to understand someone's feeling from your perspective.
I ask each and every one of you present here as to what you understand so far about empathy. Okay, so there are several ways of being empathetic. For instance, we'll take the picture shown in this slide. The person here is trying to reach out to help the other person who's not okay or hurt, or to make sure that someone is here to understand, console, and provide comfort.
Apart from the words shown on the screen, I personally believe that empathy is how you grow as a person and initiate the action of it. It's how you as a person is willing to reach out by staying in contact with the one who is suffering.
Raksha, we cannot hear you. You are on mute. Could you please unmute yourself?
Sorry, I'm really sorry. Okay, so about the workshops that we've hosted so far, our main objective has always been to ensure that a large number of people understand the true meaning of empathy. So we decided to grow our reach through social media. So we created an account on the platform Instagram, and we received a massive and amazing response from a lot of students, and we could gather 25 students to be present in our workshop. And the age group, which is so fascinating, that from the age group of 7 to 12 years, there were students present there who had a clear understanding of what empathy was, as we had a very informative interaction as we performed Q&A rounds, and we interacted with them. And to make sure that we were quite well with delivering our message, we asked them to paint a picture on empathy. And as you can see on the slides, they've done a very amazing job, as we've been successful and succeeded at our motive to provide as many as people as we can, and basically starting with the youth to understand what empathy really means.
So, for me, empathy is the power of connection as it opens us to connecting with and understanding every bit of what the universe has to offer, be it Mother Nature, plants, or animals.
Strongly believe that empathy should not be limited to us humans only, but as it is way beyond that, we should also focus on being more respectful towards our environment and to those who cannot provide for themselves as animals and all the other living creatures.
For me, empathy means sharing and caring for each and everyone around us.
Um, so to conclude our presentation, firstly, we're very grateful to have been shortlisted uh, in front of you all, and we're just grateful to have been a part of the GCC program. And we've learned that being empathetic has only made people grow into a better person, and we're really thankful for the opportunity provided to us by AFS. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Raksha. And I would like to say that we had 11 projects. We wish that we could have, asked each team member to display, but the somehow time could not allow us. So we will find other avenues to share their work. And we are super proud of all the three teams who presented their work today. Thank you.
Very good evening, all. And now coming to the very conclusive part of this entire conclusion program. What a proud day. I must say, I just couldn't be more happier than I am now. Many, many congratulations on the very, very well deserved success by each of the 27 participants of the GCC who received scholarship and has completed the GCC course. I have been associated with almost all of them right from the time when we started receiving their application to interview, selection, and post during the course, looking at their assignment assessments and the homework which they have completed and shared. I definitely want to acknowledge through this platform that there was a great deal of commitment and conviction that was shown by each and every one of you. I would like to convey to each 27 of you on behalf of AFS India that this is just the beginning, as most of us have shared the blessing with you and has shared their thought. Keep up the spark and the spirit that you have already shown during the program, and I believe in future sky is the limit for you. Once again, I would like to congratulate you for now earning the GCC International Certificate. We welcome you all in the world as an active and engaged global citizen. So once again, many, many congratulations. And with this, I would like to request Divya ma'am to share her vote of thanks.
Okay, this has been mind blowing, man. I mean, seriously, I know we have exceeded time. We know we were supposed to finish at 6:30. It's 7:10. But I think it has been bang on. We could have not asked for a better, ceremony. Thank you, Shraddha, a lot for really making all this come together and making sure that all the aspects of the concluding ceremony are there. So big congratulations to Shraddha for making this happen. I do want to really thank each and everybody over here, and a genuine thanks for working so diligently, um, thinking outside the box and making everything so relatable. I think the kids who are on the call, I think you guys should be inspired now, to come forward and be a part of this GCC training. I'm sure that the educators that we have would also motivate you guys to really come forward and take on this GCC certificate course. We have amazing trainers. We have an amazing pool of trainers who have spent so much time in creating content and being so flexible in terms of making sure that each participant is cared for. Thank you, mentors, for doing an excellent job. I mean, it was amazing the way the the presentations has come. And as Manjula mentioned, we wish we could have seen all of you, but not to worry. We will definitely find more and more platforms where we would be able to showcase the wonderful work that you have done. Thank you, everybody. I do apologize for taking it along, but I think it was worth it. And I guess everybody of us is taking a lot of points with us after this wonderful session. So thank you so much. Be safe. Please take the precautions, and all the best. Thank